Hello, we are here with the next ELEX video. We are continuing where we left off. So, in the previous video we picked up, I think we picked up all the quests in Tawar, and now we are going to start doing them. And actually, there is one more NPC that we didn't speak to, and he is for the quest. And we will start with him first, because we to go there. And he's right under us. Okay, I got myself scared there with the jackpack. Okay, why is this actually forbidden? I don't have a clue. So, since actually we will be getting back here at some time, so let's speak to the NPC.
Hey, can you spare something to eat? A can, something, anything?
Here.
Yeah, thanks. We gotta help each other out here. Do you need my help?
How do you survive out here?
On the gifts from the lords above. They throw out all sorts from the fort, enough to live on. Sometimes food. Sometimes things I can trade with Ryder. He buys things so I can get food. He's a hunter, so sometimes he gives me something he's caught. He's due back soon. Would you check if he has anything for me? I'll get you the shards to pay for it, somehow.
Okay, so we do not have enough survival, that is quite high.
Who is Ryder?
I said, he's a hunter. I trade with him, mostly old chems for meat. Sometimes other garbage he can sell for cash. He hunts out to the south somewhere. I don't know where. I don't go out there anymore.
And if I take your message to Ryder, what will you give me?
Well, I don't have a lot. No shards, anyway. I could trade you some scrap I found. Would that work for you?
I'll find Ryder for you.
Thanks. Traveling out in the desert is getting harder for me. Can you take this payment to him? And bring me the meat? I'd really appreciate that.
Okay, so we got that quest. Okay, the next quest that I wanna do, I will not open the inventory, I will explain what we need to do and from whom the quest is. Okay, so if you remember that NPC Doc that is Chemsmith, crafting chems, somebody stole from him, and we will have to find out who it is. So we will okay, and we picked up something that we need for the quest. Interesting. I think that was for that's a Big Bang quest. I will have to check that out, since he said we can find that anywhere. Maybe we picked it up. Okay, so not this one, the Big Bang. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so let's teleport back up, and then we will, since maybe we did pick up what we need for the Big Bang, but we still need to pick up a whole bunch of stuff for that quest, so let's go finish the Doc quest first that I wanted to do. Picking that up was a happy accident. I didn't know that that item was there. So we need to go to Entertainment District and speak to Candy, I think? I keep forgetting the name. Yeah, Cindy.
I need some information.
And I need shards. So let's make a deal.
Doc's chems were stolen. Have you heard anything about them?
Stolen chems? No, I don't think anyone's been talking about them.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but I've heard of some good quality chems coming from somewhere else. Maybe that's someone selling the Doc stuff.
Tell me what you know.
It's a guy called Scrappy. He normally deals in small-scale salvage. But suddenly, he's selling top-grade chems to some of my customers.
I've met Scrappy.
Then you know who I mean. Last I heard, he was still hanging about below the fort, in a canyon where all the rubbish gets thrown. You should ask him.
Right. I have an IOU here with your name on it.
I know, and I will be good for it. I will pay. I just haven't earned enough recently. I will pay it as soon as I have the shards. Trust me, okay? I know what happens to people who don't settle their debts here in Tavar. I don't suppose... Will you help me pay off my debt?
Okay, why not?
I will pay your debt.
Thank you. That note has weighed heavy on me. It's not easy to make a living in this fort.
Take the note.
Thanks. Maybe one day I'll clear all my debts.
Nothing is free in life.
No, not now.
Okay, so let's go back to Scrappy again. So much loot there, but we'll not do that until I can actually unlock the chests and the safes which we need hacking for, and pickpocketing for, well, getting even more money.
Cindy gave you up. She knows you're stealing from the fort.
Of course I steal from the fort. It's full of thieves. Everyone is stealing from everyone else. Where's the harm in that?
The theft of Doc's chems. That's landed Doc in trouble.
Ah, well, sometimes you find treasure amongst the garbage, sometimes you don't. So, sometimes you have to find other ways to get by. I mean, would you want an old man to live on just garbage?
How often do you steal from the fort?
Not that often. I'm not suicidal. Just when I'm desperate. I just want to stay alive. And I only take the scraps from around the edges.
You should give Doc his chems back.
Why?
Okay, so we do not actually have enough survival for this. Do we have shards?
I'll pay you for the chems.
Well, so be it. Here you go. That'll keep me alive sometime longer.
That was well done.
We have nothing to talk about.
Okay, we got some experience there. Did we actually get a level? Yes, we did, which is really nice. Let's actually turn in the dock quest. Then we will go and actually learn crafting. So I have some quest mark there, and we will not be doing that quest yet. So let's go here, then to Doc's place, to turn in the quest. Then we will actually have to go... Actually, we will need to go to Doc anyway, right after we learn... I do not think there's a crafting trainer here, let me see. So I just want to see the trainers. Trainers and merchants for now. So we have survival trainer, charisma, and combat trainer. So we do not have crafting trainer here. We need to go to the Berserker town, to Auric, to train chemistry, so we can craft potions. And then we will make some ELEX drinks, which are the most awesome thing that you can craft, since we'll get extra skill and attribute points that we really need, since we spent whole bunch attribute points towards getting the that attributes skill, so we get extra attributes on each level, which is not that useful if you're not planning to do the run like I'm doing now, where you do everything. Like,
He's joined us, you know.
okay, so where he is, should be around here. There's a bartender there, Mark, so it's probably around here somewhere, maybe inside. What? Let's suggest sleep. Usually the NPCs gets resetted when you sleep or when you reload the game, so if you need to reload some NPCs, we already did that in some previous videos. And there he is. Maybe he was there and I was just blind.
Teach me something.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, so the thing that we want is chemistry, and we need 15 dexterity for that. So let's put in just as much as we need.
That technology will get
Then
you
we'll
into
see
trouble here.
what we'll get next. And he moved. Okay.
Teach me something.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Wow, do we really need... Okay, we are basically broke now. Since I bought that natural elixir there,
What
if you
items do we
remember.
trade?
Trade? No, that would be illegal. No,
I have to gamble.
you could say that. But once you offer the right price, the odds are you'll always be a winner. I only have a limited selection. We are in Goliath, and the laws make a lot of items illegal. Well, you know what they say. One man's forbidden is another man's profit. Of course, as a loyal and honest berserker, you won't catch me saying things like that.
Okay, so he's being sleazy there since he's not actually a trader. But he's
I wanna
doing
make a
it
trade.
anyway.
Always happy to trade.
Okay, so we need to buy. Well, we already have. Actually, we have both. I thought there was one other instruction to make ELEX potion from other resources, but maybe we got it. So I do want to sell something to him. So let's see. Hand grenades. Why not? And one was enough, basically. Let's see what else. We could. No, I will not sell anything now. It's just enough to
Teach me something.
Yeah, sure, why not?
get chemistry. Nice. And now we can craft those potions. The next thing that I wanna get, let me see. So we can train the lockpicking better, and this one we actually do not need. This is more maybe for end game if you really do not have anything or anything else to get. Basically your lockpick doesn't break, but there are ridiculous amounts of lockpicks that you can pick up, so even if it breaks, it doesn't matter. This is something that I want to get up to level 2, and we will maybe get amulet that gives us one more. But even if it's a level 2, you can basically pickpocket anyone. This one is, you would think it's kinda useless, since you get to steal the item twice, but you can still pickpocket the same person one more time and steal the second item. But that sometimes doesn't work, because once you pickpocket someone, he will be more cautious, I guess, and then you can get cut if you pickpocket some person twice. It usually works. You can pickpocket them anytime you want, especially if you have pickpocketing up to level 3, but sometimes it doesn't, and that can be useful. And also it saves you time, basically. Instead of pickpocketing someone twice or 3 times, or how many times you need to pickpocket them to get everything, you can steal twice, basically. They take two items when you pickpocket. Modify weapons, we will get that later on. Goldsmith, this one, like, not useful in the beginning, but maybe we'll craft something. And gem socketing, like, to be honest, I don't know if sockets are that useful. I've socketed my weapons on basically on my first playthrough, but it's not that useful, to be honest. You need higher level sockets, and you really need to find them first. And this is again something for really end game, like when we almost do everything else. We do need to get hack, at least on level 2. This one, not really. Like, this is something like quality of life improvement more, so we will get that maybe, I don't know, and at the end of the game, since we can always hack the lock twice if you do not get it the first time. And this one is basically the same, so you have more time to hack. And mining, maybe. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it, because like we would need to mine every single thing in a game, every single vein, to actually get any usefulness, since we're giving our shards to train it, and I'm not sure the profit will be there. So maybe when we start exploring, if I get enough stuff through pickpocketing and looting, maybe, but I'm not sure I will be getting that. So we run through that, and since I already started, for survival, animals trophies, like I already talked about it, it's the most important thing that you can get, basically, in my opinion, since animals drop a lot of trophies which are needed for crafting, and also needed for well, for you sell them and get money if you do not need the crafting materials. Armor, definitely useful, but we will do it later on. Since at the beginning we do not have armor anyway, since we need to join the faction to actually get the better armor, and it's not useful in the beginning. We are going to be a bit of a glass cannon in the beginning, and when we later on, once we increase the damage, then we will focus on survival a bit more. This one, maybe we'll see something like later on. Basically, the food will regenerate our health faster, and if we play with melee weapons, this can be really useful, but we can still use the healing potions instead of food. But again, this can actually give you back those 500 shards in the long term, because you can eat some crappy stuff like just cooked meat and sell the potions instead of basically using the potions. So it can be useful. You can get back those 500 shards, but and even that skill point, since you can craft a potion for a skill point. So this kind of worth like somewhere around 2000 shards, maybe a bit less, once we craft that skill potion. So you can get back those money. It's not that big of the deal, but it's kinda in the long term, maybe and maybe not. If you're not playing, not going to play a lot of hours in your playthrough, it's not worth it. Like many of the skills are not worth if you are planning to just go through main story, then just focus on the damage. Forget about all the silly stuff that I will be getting in the beginning. We already got this for teleporters. Like, this is quality of life, to be honest. not needed, but I like it. Sixth Sense to me is really important. You can see enemies on radar and it's kinda useful in the beginning to avoid them, but since it requires a lot of cunning, you won't be getting it in the beginning. But once you get it, you can basically see the enemies on a radar. It's going to be easier to farm those beasts and not miss them. Extra hit point, it's also useful to get it in the beginning, I think. I'm not sure if this is retroactive, so do not quote me on that. I think it is, but again, do not quote me on this. I did get it early on because I thought it wasn't retroactive once I played, but you do, as soon as you put that point, you get some health points, so that is why I think it's retroactive, but maybe it isn't. Maybe it's just for that last level that you get extra hit points, so I'm not 100% sure. If you know, guys, let me know in the comments, since I haven't tested it out. If you tested it out, let me know. And the last one, stamina, like really important if you're playing with melee weapon, since in this game stamina is everything. If you can land one more hit because you have more stamina, you will do more damage because you need to wait for recharge, and if you can get that one more hit, you can probably stack up. Like, we didn't play that much with melee, but you can do and kinda extra attack on Q, which does every weapon has its own animation, but you do extra damage. So, and even if you increase that damage, it's kind of awesome. So stamina, definitely something that you want to do for melee. And like here in combat, most of the stuff is kind of self-explanatory. This increases the close range weapons, so two-handers, one-handers, what have you. We have range weapons. This would be your bows and actually your long-range laser weapons, and the heavy weapons would be like not grenades, but rocket launchers, and I think plasma weapons are also heavy weapons. And for this one is actually quite nice, since it increases your damage with each strike. Parry strength, like you're not getting that much knocked back. I didn't get it that much on my first play. I think I put 1, not 2 there. Heavy punch, like I didn't get any of this, and I will explain why. This is for that special attack. I was playing mostly with a bow, and if I do not finish the enemy, I need to hit them, and I usually finish them before I even get a chance to use a heavy punch. So kinda, if you are focusing on melee, then go with, you can get this. Grenades, I didn't throw a single grenade in this game on the first round, since you can sell those and they cost 5, and like money in this game is important. I didn't want to waste it on grenades, but for some enemies, maybe early in the game, you can go through some place and finish some quests that you wouldn't be able to, and do them with the grenades. Also, you can use those help spells that we picked up to do some damage, but I don't know. I want to start doing those quests where there's fighting once I actually leveled up from the quests that do not actually require fighting. And this one is really fun. So if you use your jetpack, get in the air, you can do melee attack, so you jump on the enemy and strike them from above. It's really fun to do. I definitely 100% advise getting this. And mutant killer and machine killer will increase the damage against mutants and machines. And since we got the intelligence, we will get dexterity soon, so we can get machine killer it will increase damage against those mobs. In the end, I'm not sure how much it helps. I did get both, and I think they increase damage against some like high level enemies. I was playing on normal since I wanted to go kind of faster to game first time, but I kind of one-shotted some enemies that are supposed to be really hard with the highest level bow and this thing, these bow talents. It does a lot of damage, but I'm not sure if those talents, how much they help, so I got them, but not 100% sure. And
That
yeah,
technology will get you into
I
trouble
kinda
here.
didn't go over the specifics about the classes, but I think we should go about them later on when we are about to join the faction. Then we should talk about them more. And like I said, I will try all 3 factions and do the quests with each one. Basically, I will make the save game once I've done all the quests that are not related, basically, that you can do before joining the faction. Then I will make a save game and make a backup of it, just to be sure. And then once we go and do the quests as a berserker, I think first, then we'll do with clerics or outlaws and so on. Anyway, quickly over the points for personality, the charisma. Attribute points, if you have enough cunning and intelligence, is definitely worth it. Experience hunter, this is really good since we didn't kill any enemies. We should get it because we'll get more experience. And again, like, this stuff is good if you plan to play a lot of hours and do everything, kill a lot of stuff. If you're doing just the main story, absolutely it's not worth it. Like, almost all the personality talents are not worth it if you're playing a quick run. Just go into combat and put everything there. Bookworm doesn't work, it's bugged. Practitioner, there's an amulet for this, but we will get it so we do not have to carry the amulet, and we have to find it first, and I'm not 100% sure where it is. Once I get it, I will make a separate video for where you, if you want to find it, where you can get it. I will do that for almost all the interesting items, so watch for those videos on the channel. Well, if you're watching these ones, you will see when I find them, but if you miss something, there will be separate video for that. Haggler, actually, for again, like I already said, for if you're doing a longer run, some of this stuff is worth. So we'll be buying a lot of natural elixir for crafting potions, and this can be useful since we're getting a lot of them. Useful as much to actually get it on level 2, maybe, but it's kinda there and not, because the discount is not that big. I will think about it and probably get it in next video, maybe level 1, not level 2, probably. Like, I wanted to point out these ones. I really do not understand how this is useful, since maybe if you get it like on maximum before, but you're spending 500 shards to get this, and this is counted towards your total combat skills. So if you get any of these, that is 1 combat skill, and you can get any other of these for 500. So if you if you want to increase your combat skill for speaking, for conversations, and you need to, when conversation requires combat, you can get any of these for 500 instead of this in charisma. Even if you're like not going to use heavy weapons, you can get those for 500, and maybe you will use it. So I don't know why this exists. Maybe to get it to level 10 or something. And it's same for the personality skill. I mean, getting bookworm is better than getting the personality. I mean, so get bookworm instead of personality. This is completely useless, in my opinion. You need to put a lot of points in that skill tree to actually need to use the one from personality, and I really do not think you need those. So this one, like, if you put everything else, you do not have something to put your skills in. I don't know, it's worth it then. Groups, like, in my opinion, really important, since your followers do quite a bit of damage, and this will increase that. That is also why I got some intelligence in the beginning, since I know it's going to be useful, since I'm going to getting 2 points here later on in game once I get cunning. And advocate, like, I don't know, we will probably get cut stealing once we loot all the cities, but even then we can, like, the NPCs will tell you that you got cut and they will report, I think. Not 100% sure if it's going to happen all the time. I only got cut once in Tavar on the first run, and the price wasn't there. I mean, those 500 shards that you would use here, you could use to pay that fine, so not really worth it. Maybe if you start fights in town and get caught all the time, I don't know. Friends of the Beast, again, one of the, maybe it's useful in the beginning, but you want to be killing those beasts, not to run through them. Maybe if they're annoying to you and you do not want to kill them, or if you, I don't know, love the beasts and do not want to kill them. But why would you be playing this game if you do not want to kill stuff? So again, useless. This one, we already got it. Useful if you're playing for a long periods of time. And this tree really depends on what state of emotion you are in. So we are at the moment, I do not have a clue which this state is. Interesting. I once I played, I almost all the time had a neutral. Never went to cold or below neutral. Maybe this is like below normal. This should really put a value there, so you're 100% sure what that is. Maybe in some patch. But basically those three depend. We're probably emotional at the moment, so maybe we are somewhere between 0 and 20, and we get bonus on magic and psi abilities for clerics, and for berserkers magic and psi for clerics. And if we're balanced, we would get bonus melee damage. I don't know how much it is, but melee damage would be nice to one-shot some mobs. So I don't know. So we will see once we are kind of later on. Do not want to get all of them. We'll probably do not want to get synthetic, because we are playing in this run as a nice guy. So synthetic, you're probably never going to get a chance to use it. We could probably get it to 80 if I guess that is if we're kind of starting in neutral, and I mean we need to be an assholes to quite a lot of people actually to get it to 80. So maybe I will do a separate run with not this in depth definitely, but separate run as doing a synthetic, basically being asshole to everyone, and then playing with asshole weapons, so long range. With the clerics, of course, not the berserkers. They are kind of doesn't fit in the whole being an asshole. I don't know. So that is something that I was thinking about. So maybe I will record it, or maybe even live stream it. So let me know in the comments if you want to see something like that. And like I said, I do not want to get too much into berserkers. Berserkers are your kind of You can play in the long range with a bow or with a melee weapon, two-handed, one-handed. You can increase the damage. You get this seeker shot, scatter shot for bow and so on. We'll get that, and I really do not want to get too much into that at the moment. So we can craft those
That technology will get you into trouble here.
potions now. There's a crafting table there, and there is also a crafting table at the docks place. That's why I wanted to teleport here, since we will be able to craft at the docks place. And I'm not sure if we have enough liquor to craft. Hopefully Doc will give us some reward in the form of ELEX, so we can buy some liquor, since liquor is needed for a potion. If we actually have the right recipe. And I climbed like this like 100 times in my first run. I always go through this way to get here. There. So let's hit F5 and turn in the quest for Doc. Can we actually steal? No, it's forbidden. I do not want to get in trouble now.
I have your chems.
The doc thanks you. Here, take this as a little gift. The old doc can sell you more when you want them, when you need them. If you get the taste.
Don't you want to know who had your chems?
I am always being robbed. They steal and they rob. If I were to do something every time, then I wouldn't have any more customers anymore. What's important now is that you can buy something from me, and so can anyone else. As much as you want, whenever you want.
Okay, so
What do you have to offer?
I have only the best cams made from the purest ELEX.
okay, so this trader is like my go-to guy, because there is a crafting bench right there, and there is also a trader there, and we can also buy natural ELEX from him, which is really the thing that you want to be buying for crafting the potions. And let me just see, we already have this recipe. I really thought we were missing kind of recipe, and you have to sometimes talk to him again so he moves from the workbench. And so we can actually improve our weapons, but we haven't trained. And these weapons, this weapon shouldn't be able, we shouldn't be able to modify it, since it's kind of unique weapon. All the unique weapons have this kind of star here, and you cannot modify them, but this one you can. But we do not actually have the skill to modify weapons, and if we were actually to go and modify, it costs a lot, but it's still better than to buy it from the vendor, since this is really expensive weapon, the level 2. And like you see, the actual weapon was 47 damage, and if we improve it, it's 64, and this is a one-handed weapon. Keep that in mind. And there's a third level that does even more damage, and I think this is the best way to actually get the best weapon in the game, since if you can see, this one is even the level 1 is even stronger than it is, and this is a unique weapon. Same goes for this. I mean, 53 damage, and this one almost does 50 damage, and this one is one-handed, this one is two-handed. So those legendary weapons, right, while they are cool, they are something like a mid-level item. Once you start upgrading your swords, you do not really need them, and you can actually destroy them and take up stuff with... actually that's for crafting ammunition, but each item you can salvage it, but you need to be an outlaw to do so. Okay, I explained quite a lot there, so let's... okay, before I get to the potions, you can craft also jewelry, and we have this one, Ring of Dexterity. This can be really useful if we play with long range weapons, since getting dexterity to somewhere like 80 or something is kind of hard. Same goes for any stat, so it can be useful. And this is the amulet that I was talking about. We picked up the recipe somewhere. I'm really not sure where we picked it up. I really wanna know where it did. I'll probably scrap 2 videos to find it, since I want to point it out on. Probably somebody found it on internet, so I will see where it was. And it kind of requires a lot of money to craft it, and it's kind of worth and not worth it, since we already have lockpicking, and we can. This one gives lockpicking and pickpocketing at the same time, but it costs 1,500 shards, and that's quite a lot. I crafted it first time, but I don't know, I think it's better to actually learn these skills instead of getting it. So I don't know. And the last one is for socketing, and that is something that we will maybe do it almost at the end of the game once we collect those gems. And now for the potions. So almost all the potions are kinda useless. I mean, you can craft them if you need mana potions, healing potions and stuff, but you really wanna craft those ELEX drinks. You can craft small ones, which give you 100 experience. And we do need liquor anyway, we need to buy it. But the ones that you really wanna craft is this one. And we got both recipes, which is awesome. And this, when we get it gives us attributes, as you can see, +2 attributes. So I will craft this one that's crafted from small ELEX drink, and this one we need liquor for. And for a small one we also need liquor. So if you see here, you need 2 for this and plus liquor, and you need for this one you need 2 liquor again and 4 ELEX. So basically it turns out to be the same thing. So you craft small one basically, which is 1 liquor, 2 natural ELEX, and then from the small one you need 2, and then you need, actually it's not the same, you're wasting some natural ELEX there, because we needed, and for this you only need 4 natural ELEX, but you still need liquor. So I don't know which one is the only 1 liquor and 2 liquor. I crafted mostly this one. Now when I think about it, which one is cheaper, which route is cheaper. So basically 2 small ELEX drinks, which we need. It would turn out 2 liquor plus 4 natural ELEX, and then we would still need 2 more natural ELEX, so 6 and 2. And for this one you just need this one is definitely cheaper, so you need 2 less natural ELEX. So do not go the route small one then upgrading it to big one. So anyway, we still need that liquor to craft this, and we cannot buy it from this guy, if I'm not 100% sure, but no, we just get natural ELEX from him, and we need to go to bartender for that. But do we actually have money? No. Okay, so we crafted this, let's use it. And I do want to craft those potions, so we will sell something. And there's a bartender down, so let's go and buy from him. So next thing that I want to get is get charisma up to level 2. So let me just see what we actually need to get that, actually to level 3, so we can finish that bartender quest. So and we will need that charisma for a few more quests that will save us a lot of money, so it's kinda not wasteful in my opinion for doing this. Okay, so we can get... we will need cunning, definitely. So we can get attribute points in practitioner, I guess? Or... yeah. Attribute points and practitioner. These two. We will get those two. So we need 30 cunning. So we can get it to up to 21. And we can craft some ELEX potions to get it up to 30. But we will still need some money to actually... about 1,000 shards. So let's see what we can sell. I know I still do not have Haggler. But
Fucking thief!
no. Screw that. Maybe we should do some quests first. And get the shards that we need.
I told him he can forget about that.
Show me what you have to offer.
No problem.
Okay, this is the liquor that we need, and like if you remember, we need 2 liquor for 1 potion, and we need to craft 16, so we need 32 liquor. And we won't have that much money, and I do not want to sell weapons at the moment, so let's see what we can actually sell. So, these spells cost a lot, and we probably won't be using it since it's wasteful in my opinion. Maybe you can pass some quest early on that you wouldn't be able to pass, but to be honest, it's not really worth it. I mean, look at this money. Energy drinks, I never found a use for them. Maybe you can craft something like... I think there was some recipe for using them, but not sure. I will still leave at least 2 if we need food or energy drink for some quest. Actually 1 is enough, you'll find more. And soup, maybe leave just 1 there if you need to give somebody food. Same for canned food, I will leave... we'll probably need to give somebody canned food. Energy bar, probably don't need it. Bread, maybe. Wine, you need it for crafting potions later on, if we want to craft some healing potions, I think. And this healing potion we will probably not need it. And mana potions, like really, I will not buy any potions definitely, but we can craft them probably later on. I will definitely not need mana potions since those are for berserkers, and we are not joining the faction anytime soon until we actually finish everything. And actually, I do not want to sell that mana potion. Let's leave it just so we have it. I mean, maybe we will need it for some fight or something. Not okay. We do not want to sell this. We will probably get 1 more and then craft the stronger one sometimes in the future. I do not want to sell herbs since we can craft potions from them. And this one, maybe we'll need to go somewhere there is poison. We probably do not need this. Maybe once we join the outlaws, but yeah, we can probably craft them then. So we need it for some quest. I will sell only 5. Okay. Let's see, claw teeth. We will need those for later on for improving our weapons, but by then we would have collected even more. So I will sell those scrap And tape. Maybe not all, maybe, I don't know, 2 to round it up. I mean, if it happens that we need this, we can go back to this trader and pick that up. So we just need to remember to whom we sold. I think we read that. Okay, so we did read this, and we also did this, and I mean, I used to sold those out because once the inventory gets really full, then it's really hard to find the one that you want to read. But I'm not going to do just yet, because some of this stuff, like this map piece, it's needed. Propaganda, probably not. And let's just leave one. This we do not need. Oil lamps, do not need. Cup, mug, no. Do not need, do not need. Do not need, do not need, do not need. I'm pretty sure we do not need all the old world money. There are some vending machines that you can use old coins later on, but I don't know, who cares? We can sell it for money. Toilet paper, these toys, and of course my favorite thing, the cigarettes. We're getting there. And if we have duplicates of the instructions, we can sell those. And we can also sell some of the, if we are not using like explosive or fragmented rockets or shotgun shells of fuel, we can sell those, but I do plan to mess around with weapons, so I will not at the moment. And let's just accept that. Okay, so we got achievement probably for earning money. And
Show me.
Nope.
we need, I do not want to spend a lot on liquor. We needed 32, I think. Yes, 32. So how much is that going to cost me? Not much, it's okay. And now we need to go to... Actually, we do not have to go to Doc's place, since we will need to go either to Charisma Trainer. Yeah, we need to go to Charisma Trainer. There's a Charisma Trainer at Outlaws, but since the Charisma Trainer is right where we need to do the quest in this town, we will go with this Charisma town to this trainer in this town. And that is what I wanted to say. Oh man, it gets hard to think what I wanna do, speak on English, and at the same time go there. Okay, we need to craft the potion first, craft the potions. So we'll go with ELEX drinks and with these ones. And okay, we got 4. Nice. So now we can get the skills that we want to. So we need to drink them. And now we have 19. It would we actually need one more. Okay, so like that is really unfortunate. I thought we would have enough. We can go to Ulrich. He has the natural ELEX, and then we can go to bartender and buy some liquor from him. What those are? Okay, lockpicks, doesn't matter. And then we can go back to the crafting bench. Kinda annoying, I know. And then we will go back again. I really thought I have enough skill points, but screw it. We'll finish that here. Where is the guy? There is the guy. Okay, so we really do not need much. We only need 4 for 1 potion, and I do not want to spend any more because I need those money to train the skills, and I will get in trouble if I do not have the money.
Do a lot
again.
worse for.
Okay.
Give me
So we need liquor, but we already have. Did we use it? Did we craft all? What did I think? Oh man.
You hear yours still looking.
How did I count that we need? Okay, you need 4 natural ELEX and 2 bottles of liquor, and for every every natural ELEX I thought I need 2 bottles. How did I calculate that? And when I try to do everything at once, I cannot concentrate. Okay, so we can craft this. Let's go and craft it. Nice. And then we will finally get 30 ELEX drink, and then go for 30 cunning. So we can get the charisma. Not 31, 30 is enough. And now we can get, as you can see, almost a lot of those stuff. So let's go to Sind, I think. Potentially it'll be faster to teleport here and run back into town. And then we can clear up that quest for a bartender, since we will have enough charisma for that. And we will need the charisma also for an outlaw quest, and that quest will save us actually even more shards. I think 1000 shards, to be correct. So while the charisma is not strictly useful in terms of giving you that bonus, it's really useful for conversations, to save you money, basically, or to get you out of trouble. Of course, you can skip that quest, but then you would skip on experience, and yeah, and on storyline, which is also not ideal. So let's
Teach me something.
train.
Of course.
So, what do we want to get? We definitely want to get additional attribute points, but let me see what is more important to me at the moment. Groups is also awesome. Synthetic, not really. Definitely want to get practitioner, since we will be doing the quests. That is something that should come first. Bookworm, totally useless experience. Hunter, we won't be killing stuff yet, but I want to get this at some point. Haggler, again, something that I want to get, but this attributes points is kind of the most useful one at the moment. And the next one needs a lot more cunning. And so we got we got these attributes, and now we got practitioner and attributes, so this is 3 already. And we can get either groups to increase our damage, but that is something that I want to get alongside this experienced hunter. So now, since I will be making more ELEX potions, I will get a haggler, but actually no, this is all that we are going to get now, since we can finish the quest. And then I will test out the haggler, how much it actually helps. I don't know how many percent it is on deals, and if it's not much, I will not get it.
You hear an outlaw's been spotted up around the main gate?
You're the second person to tell me that today.
Yeah? Do you know if Ragnar's sent out a search party yet?
Oh yeah, Ragnar's always popping in here to let me know his plans. Treats me like a brother, he does.
Okay, so we will check on that.
We're getting the seedlings in. I think the next few crops should go well.
Hard work pays off.
Okay, so we will check on that outlaw
Cultivators,
afterwards. This.
the shoulders upon which all berserkers stand. Warlord or warrior, we should never forget that.
I can never tell if you're being serious.
Okay, I think they stopped talking.
Those Albs got what they deserve. Maybe they'll think twice before raiding us again.
Okay, let's speak to Aaron.
The Hammer Clan sent me.
And we have, instead of giving him shards, which will almost always, you will have that option, but we only spend, well, we did spend more on Charisma Trainer, but there are few more quests where you will either have to use your Charisma or give them shards, and like this is more fun to use Charisma and not shards.
You're all berserkers. If you fight amongst yourselves, you've lost. You might as well join the Alps.
Are you calling me an alb? You want the Hammer Clan to fight for you and you won't serve them a drink? Who's the enemy? All right. You've got a point. But I'll have to ask Angrim.
What does Angrim have to do with it?
He told me not to serve the Hammer Clan. I think he was hoping some of them would, you know, shift over to the Ison Clan.
I think Cormac should know about that.
I think that's got nothing to do with me. I'm just a tavern keeper.
Hasn't stopped them so far. They don't seem to care how many of their own kind die. Fanatics.
Okay, so we can go to Cormac and report this. Actually, I wanna see, they said they spotted an outlaw in front of the gate. Maybe we have a time frame to catch him there. So there are some outlaws running around that have a contract on Ray, and maybe the one is here, maybe not. They said in front of the main gate. This is main gate. And there's a pit there, so yeah. Not sure where that outlaw is. Maybe he's down there. I don't know. We will explore. We'll find that guy probably. But we need to find those guys that have contracts on Ray. And I really thought maybe that one is in front of the gate. Let's go to Hotel Ruins and then to Cormac.
The trouble between Elder and the Eisen clan is over.
So, Elder can drown his sorrows instead of shouting them around Goliath. How did you manage that?
After a little chat, Orn agreed it was best for the clans to work together.
A little chat, eh? Well, however you managed it, it's a relief. I was worried this would build into something bigger.
Listen, Orn had better pull himself together, or I'll deal with him myself.
Well, I should have had more faith. It seems people do believe in our cause.
Okay, so we can either let him that Angrim was behind this or not. But since Angrim is kinda, I don't know, he tries kinda to uphold his laws and everything, but to me, I really do not like him, so I will actually reveal. I like Cormac more than Angrim, so let's go with the first answer.
Angrim was behind the trouble. He hoped that since the Hammer clan wasn't being served, that he could lure people to join the Eisen clan.
You're sure of this?
Orn told me himself.
Then it seems I must speak with Ragnar, and we'll find a way to persuade Angrim out of such tactics. We have enough trouble with the elves without fighting amongst ourselves. Thank you for your service. Take this for payment, and keep this matter between us.
Okay, so the last thing that I wanna do is see if Angrim is going to find out about this, what we just did, and also I want to let the guy that gave us that quest for getting into a tavern, that cultivator, know that he can get into tavern, and maybe we'll get reward from him.
About the cleric. You don't have to worry about that cleric preaching here.
You found him?
The cleric has left Goliath.
I thought my instructions were clear. I wanted him dead. Now he'll run home with information on our numbers and our plans. Your moment of mercy might lead to more deaths. He
might be right there, but I don't know. I do not like that guy. So let's go to cultivators. and then we will end this video. It's already been an hour and 4 minutes. Oh man, that is long. And I'm cutting these videos about an hour well, I do not want to cut them in the middle of the quest, but I'm cutting them because I need to upload them, and I'm really worried if I record like really long video that there is a chance that my recording software will go haywire and I will lose the recording. So I do not want to record like really long videos. I think an hour or maybe less than an hour is okay. So let's talk to this guy.
Orin has lifted the ban on the Hammer Clan.
Well, aren't you the smooth-skinned charmer? How did you get him to lift that?
Well, I'm very persuasive.
I'll bet. But however you did it, I'm thankful. Here, take this. A small token of thanks from the Hammer Clan.
Okay, that was nice. We earned some shards. And
stop using that here. This is no place for technology.
Come on, you're being annoying. The next thing, in the next video, we will probably train some more stuff, and then we will continue doing quests. So guys, I think it's been long enough. See you in the next one.